Yo, what's up guys? Today we're going to be going over games 3 and 4 of the recent RLCS World Championship Grand Finals, which consisted of Team Vitality versus Team BDS. We'll probably be on Zen's POV for most of it, as always, but I'll be trying to switch POVs and I'll be trying to point out some tips which you can build into your gameplay to help you improve and rank up. Let's get into it. Alright, so there's a goal right off the start from BDS. I kind of want to see. I think Zen had a kind of rough cheat, but Redosin kind of did kill it behind him. I want to see what happened here. So I think Redosin kind of got worried because Seiko went for the kickoff on the opposite side, which usually it's the other side going for it. But in this situation, you always want to just like kill the ball middle, like get like a perfect centralized touch. Because the reason this is a goal is because Zen kind of hard cheated, but it's mostly because Redosin's 50 on the kickoff went behind the cheater, which gave Rise an open net. So I mean, this could be resolved by Zen soft cheating, but it could also be resolved by Redosin trying to get a more centralized 50 and like hitting this more central, because you notice he flips to the side, which makes Seiko win the 50-50 pretty heavily. So yeah, make sure to make sure to get those strong 50-50s on the kickoff. Notice how here, instead of like full rotating back, Redosin actually lurks upfield for so long. Like he tries to get their corner, he gets pads in their half, and he goes for demos. Like that aggressiveness is just so smart. And like I feel like a lot of you would like kind of rotate back or rush back here, but if you really look at it, there's no need, right? Like there's no threat. Zen is midfield worst case, but like nobody's even up yet. Like Seiko's up now, and so I think Zen does turn in yet because he sees Seiko up, but then he can't get a good touch, so he turns back upfield. And I think, honestly, I think they scored almost because of Redosin's aggressiveness here. And oh my god, I remember this play, dude. Like, I don't get how they can do this just so quickly. Like, that's crazy. Like, I don't see that in, like, NA Pro lobbies, like, passing plays like that. Let's see Alpha's POV. And Alpha's also getting demos, so, like, demos just open up so much of the field. And that's, honestly, that's the reason they got that goal, is because Redosin lurked upfield for some demos originally, and then Alpha got one, and he got the pass to Redosin. So, yeah, make sure to lurk upfield and get those demos when it's safe to do so. When you don't have to rush back, and you know, so you have some space and time. This is just a good play. I think Zen probably could have, like, I think it's nerves, but Zen probably could have slotted that and scored it. I think online, if it's online, I think he's scoring that himself, but that's still just a perfect setup to Alpha. I think that's something that EU does just like so much better than NA, and it's kind of why EU just farms NA. Is like EU, they play for each other. The players play for each other in the team rather than playing for themselves. Because, I don't know, it's so much less selfish. Just like, it's always team play. Like, even the goal before this, it was a bunch of demos into a team play. To like a passing play. In NA, you just see like flip resets and solo plays. Notice this like respect from Redosin. I mean, I know Zen called him off on it, and like if Zen's calling you off on the ball, you're obviously gonna leave it for him, but like I notice Vitality do that a lot, is they'll just like fake for each other. Like they trust each other's comms so much. Cause like I don't know, like here I wouldn't know if like my teammate would have it or not, so I would be kind of scared to leave that, but they just have so much confidence and trust in each other that they're just able to leave things for each other, and it just makes everything more efficient. Oh my, this would have been crazy by Alpha. Holy. This team is just insane. That would have been nice. Oh my god, Alpha. Holy. I do feel like this shouldn't have been a goal, though. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It was a good shot, but like, Monkey did not have to be, like, he could have turned in here, and he didn't have to rush this. It could have been perfectly fine if we went to net, but he was probably worried about the demo. But that's still a crazy shot from Alpha. If you look at, like, here, I'll go to, like, Flycam to show you guys real quick. If you look how much pressure Vitality have, like, this whole time, like, they're all three of them are just in the opponent's half the whole time. It's like, even Alpha, like, he goes back, but he instantly turns back in, and then all three of them are in the mix again. This is something that it takes it seems a lot more risky, and it requires a lot more trust as a team, but if you can perfect this almost, it's extremely, like, pressuring and dangerous for the other team almost always, because there's 3 players to worry about in their half rather than 2 usually. But I would say so far that's one of the big things I've noticed is you don't always have to rotate back, and a lot of the times it's probably more optimal to turn back in even if you're low boost. So I would say that just pick the times that you do full rotate back for maybe that corner boost, or because you think that there's going to be a play you have to defend, but just pick and choose those times a little bit more carefully, because you might be missing out on an opportunity. But just be careful not to overcommit, of course. Oh, Raz. I think he could have scored that. That's kind of tough. He was just like, he was in a weird position for it. Could Seiko maybe got it more mid for him? Let me see. Nah, that's all I could have done. That's kind of tough. Raz is just in a rough position for it. It seems like a lot of Vitality's pressure is based on them, like, playing the ball off of each other. Like, it might sound obvious and, like, stupid when I say that, like, a lot of their goals and pressure come from passing plays, but you would be surprised how little passing plays and, like, playing off of your teammates is used at the highest level. Like, it's kind of funny to think about, but I think that really is what makes Vitality so good, is they use each other so efficiently. I don't want to see what happened here, though. Oh, this is tough, because Radosin did what he was supposed to. He played ball. It could have been a better 50, but I think Alpha didn't trust it, and then he jumped. Yeah, that's kind of what messed him up there, is he didn't trust Radosin's 50. And that jump put him out of position to where he couldn't make the save. That's a tough position to be in, though. Oh, yeah. Dude, I don't even blame Zen here, because that bounce is outrageous. That I would be reading that going out. I can't believe that went down. What? Wait. I gotta get a closer look at this, bro. Ain't no way this is bouncing down. What? Oh, nah, bro. He got scammed. That's crazy. Alright. Alright, Psionics. But yeah, no, that's just a tough bounce. I think, could Alpha have forced it better? Let me see. No, I mean, he could have, like, straight up, like, left this almost, like, because he already forced Raz to basically give it away. Like, I think, like, after this, like, he honestly probably could have, like, backed away from it, because I think Zen, it could maybe still be dangerous. Actually, I don't know. That's kind of just tough. It's just a weird bounce for them. Oh wow, and that does tie the game too. I feel like in EU we never see, like, ground to, like, air, or yeah, like, ground to air dribbles or wall to air dribbles, like, really, like, or we never see plays like that actually make it far into the opponent's half, you know? Like, in NA, if you have a solo play like that, like, it's either getting dunked very early on, or it's making it super far in, like, into the opponent's half, I feel like. Whereas in EU, that never happens. Like, EU just looks so much more fast-paced. Everyone keeps, like, more pressure, is more efficient with all their touches. This is one thing I've seen Zen do so much, man, is he is so good with the ceiling. I don't know how many times I've seen this guy just score from taking the ball to the ceiling. Like this kid literally owns the ceiling. Like, it's crazy. He uses it so much. Also, I do want to point this out, and I've probably pointed this out in, like, literally probably all of my other replay reviews, but it's because it's so important, is, like, always play ball, guys. Like, it makes such a difference. Like, as long as okay, not always, I don't want to say always, but a lot of the time when you're challenging, you don't want to try and read where the opponent can go, but where they are going. Like, think about what could have happened here if Seiko straight up just like just played the ball here, like just read where the ball is going, not where Zen might hit it, not where like Zen could air dribble it to, because if Zen air dribbles it, it's probably fine, honestly, because I think Monkey Moon can turn on this since Rise is back. Like, it would be fine if Zen air dribbles that. So Seiko should really only be worried about the ball, but he kind of gets faked and then it goes over him. But if Seiko straight up plays ball, 50s this, he has a lot of boost, so like he could probably make a play out of it. But yeah, guys, just always try and play ball. Like I said, there's certain situations where you probably shouldn't, where like if your teammate can't cover, like, you know, the high, like if they do go high, if your teammate can't cover it, then you're in a tough situation, right? You have to try to cover the best of both worlds, but usually it's the best, in most cases it's the best option to just play the ball where the ball's going. Oh my, this was scary. I thought this was gonna be a goal. These are really tough positions to be, and it happened because Radosin threw himself as second man. Actually, wait, no, it wasn't. Actually, it was Zen. Wow. I mean, that's tough because like he's faking it for a shot, but Monkey covers it well. But it doesn't end up being a goal, but it was very scary still. So that's a smaller thing. I mean, it's important, but it's like it's more obvious. Just make sure on your challenges to not throw yourself to where you leave your teammate in a 1v1 or 1v2. It's the most important thing. Like it's just always team play. Like it's always like following up each other's touches from Vitality. They're just so good at it. Notice here Radosin, like, I don't even think he's trying to get a shot. He's not. He's straight up going for a beat to their corner, which, like, it might seem like stupid, like, oh, like that's not really keeping it in, is it? But it's important to know when you should go for a beat rather than going for like a shot or a more precise touch. And that's just gonna come with awareness and more experience. You'll realize, oh, I have to beat this person here. I have to go quick here. I have a lot of time. I can take my time and take my space. And the more you get used to that and you make the right decisions in those moments, the more efficient your gameplay will be. Oh my god, that's how they score. I mean, once again, it's like a 1-2. I mean, not a direct infield 1-2, but like it's, you know, it's a passing play basically. Alpha lobs it off the wall. I feel like this just isn't like a threatening play though. Like, I feel like with like all three of them are basically back. Like, I don't think this should be threatening. I think Monkey jumped for this very weird. It's cause he didn't have to flip here. He was probably scared and went quick. Then was under him, and by that point it's just chalked, honestly. Once it's under Monkey, it's over. Raz could have maybe got a better touch, but like after Monkey gets faked there, it's nothing he can do. But yeah, no, once again, it's literally a team play from Vitality. Just using each other, creating the most efficient, most dangerous plays possible. But yeah, that was the first game, so let's get on to the next. Alright, so we got game 4 of this series. We just watched game 3, and this is the last game to sweep the grand finals, which is kind of crazy to say. Little spoiler, but BDS don't score this game, and there's less goals, so might be a little bit less to point out, but still gonna try and get kind of specific and deep with the analysis. And like, once again, just like we saw last game, it's like it's always team play and bumps. Like, Alpha set up a crazy play here, and like, honestly, if this is me here, I'm probably waiting wall to try and dunk Seiko, but he straight up like doesn't. He just goes for a bump, and oh my dude, this was crazy. Goes for a bump and he passes it, like he basically scores it. Like, that's insane. Holy. They're so efficient with how like they use each other and like play with each other. Like it's just, they're like, all of the touches are just perfectly in sync. Zen maybe could have scored this, but Monkey Moon was bumping him, so he had to jump early to avoid it, to where he couldn't get a shot on. Holy wait. I gotta see this again, bro. Monkey got sent. This is kind of tough. Like, this is a little bit tougher to play ball when you challenge, because like you can't let Zen pop this over. You can't let either of them pop this over you, because it's still a bad outcome. The best thing Monkey can do here is just not go, honestly. Like, if he fake challenges this, like if he just turns on this instead of even jumping, that way he might force them to bang the ball away, or he forces them to like at least do something to where he can turn and still get like a good challenge or be behind Rise. So that's something I'd say to definitely use a lot more, guys, is you don't always have to challenge, like straight up throw yourself, right? A lot of the time, just boosting up to them and turning around will be enough to scare the out of your opponents and basically make them give you the ball. And I promise you that's gonna work in so many of your lower lobbies, guys. If you just drive up to your opponent, boost a little bit, maybe single jump, like don't actually commit, but like single jump, drop down and go, like turn around, like they will get scared and give you the ball. It doesn't work as much in like the higher up lobbies because they know what fake challenges are, but I promise you it will work so much, guys. So definitely try that out. And here's another situation where Zen just uses the ceiling. That's what I meant, guys. This guy's like perfected the ceiling. Like, what? Oh my god. That is crazy. I'm telling you, he's so efficient with the ceiling plays. I see it from him so much. Which, like, I don't expect you guys to be hitting this type of shit in your champ, you know, diamond lobbies, but I will say, like, you'd be surprised how little mechanics it does require to get some like plays on the ceiling. Like you could just drive up the ceiling, like dribbling the ball, and just like literally single flip into it to get like a powerful shot, or at least a clear. So, you know, you don't have to be too crazy with ceiling plays. Even like a really bad ceiling play at a low lobby will probably work really well, because people don't even think about that kind of stuff. But obviously, don't be trying to do, you know, crazy stuff if you're super low ranked, but definitely something to practice a little bit more. The mid-tier ranks, I'd say. And I think this is a crazy kickoff strat. You don't see kickoff strats too often right now, but this was crazy. I don't understand this, because how did he know that Rise was gonna... I guess they did it earlier, so they probably knew BDS like to send their right man on the double diagonal kickoff instead of their left, so that's actually really smart from Vitality. Zen read that, and if you notice on the kickoff, you could honestly, like, it's not that hard to do, guys, this kickoff. You straight up, before you make contact with the ball, you turn your car and just side flip. And it should pinch or at least go towards your back corner for your teammate. So that kickoff is not as hard as it might seem. Obviously Zen makes it look easy because this kid makes everything look easy, but yeah, I'd definitely say I try it out because it's not as difficult as it seems. Oh my god, Alpha. These guys are just like perfect. Like, I don't know, man. I keep using the word efficient, but that truly is like what it is. Like, everything they do is just the most optimal like play. Like, it really is just efficiency and optimization with every play they make. It also reminds me a little bit of, obviously to a way lesser extent, but it reminds me of like Fall Major Genji in a way. to where they like their communication is so good that they know exactly what like each other is doing on the challenge. And here's Zen going to the ceiling. I'm telling you, dude, every time this guy just goes to the ceiling, and it makes it like it's like so dangerous. Like, you'd be surprised. At a high level, I rarely see people like go from ground to ceiling in NA, like in like pro lobbies. Nobody be going from ground to ceiling. Wall to ceiling you see pretty often, but ground to ceiling very rarely. So me personally, I'm gonna try and incorporate that, because if Zen's doing it, maybe I should hop on board too, bro. And like, this is also another like show of their communication, how good it is. Notice how quickly like this happens, right? Oh my god, there's like three people clumped in the net. Radosin turns back wall, and Zen just instantly goes in literally like a second, just because of how good their comms are, and because of like how well they know like each other's like play styles. Like, it's just kind of obvious like what they're doing. They make it obvious for each other, and they just like play off of each other's touches just really well every time. I find it so crazy how they have a 2-goal lead and their third man is still like playing really aggressive. Like, I mean, there's no danger here. Like, a shot can't happen, but I feel like me in an NA lobby, because Alpha is not even close to back like before Radosin like pushes up here, right? Like, Radosin as third man is coming up field to take the ball from Zen here. Like, that's wow. I would not do that. Like, that seems so dangerous to me, but now that I look back on it, like, there really was no threat there because there wasn't a shot that was going to be taken. So I did point this out earlier, but really, like, noticing like when you should play a little bit more aggressive and like more offensive as third man, like as your last man, like the furthest back in your half. Like, even I'm noticing that like I need to play further upfield as third man. Like, I've always been told like, oh, you don't want to overcommit, you don't want the ball to be over your head as last man, you know, if they get a bang or a shot. But like, if you keep your eye on the opponents and where the ball is and where it's gonna go, then you can get away with some really aggressive third man positioning. Oh my god. Honestly, I think he I'm not gonna lie, he could have like done something crazy with that. That could have been insane. Zen pre-jumping a redirect with 100 boosts in front of your net is a pretty scary sight. And at this point, like, BDS just cannot score, you know, they're down 3 in the series, 2 in the game. It's like, there's just so much pressure. But I kind of want to end it off with like going over some main points. So as for like the main points that I've seen throughout these 2 games I've watched, and obviously it's only 2 games, so there's definitely a lot more I'm missing, and I could definitely go even more in depth. But the more obvious things that I'm seeing is playing off of each other's touches would be one. They follow up on each other's plays so quickly and so efficiently, and like they keep the play going in a way that they don't give away possession, and they keep pressure. Another thing I'd say is throughout like both of these games, they've been very demo and bump heavy, and that opens up so much space and keeps so much pressure to where the game is basically like on easy mode for them. I said this in my previous replay analysis videos, but before you rotate out, always try and get that demo or boost steal unless you have to rotate back. Another thing is their third man, like their furthest man back in their half, is playing really aggressive at times, which at first it might seem dangerous or maybe not smart to you guys, but it did to me at first. But the more I look at it, I'm realizing that the times where they are hyper aggressive as third man are times where it's really not dangerous, even though it seems like it might be. And the final thing I'd say is, this is a little bit less important, but I still saw it throughout these 2 games, is knowing when to go for beats and when you have time. They're always extremely like efficient. I use that word a lot, but it's really like the main definition of this team that I've seen is They always know when to go for beats and when to go quick and when to take their time and go slow. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. It means a ton. Now that you're one step closer to being the next RLCS World Champion, click here to learn the most OP kickoff in the game.